to people, community, and giving them water, something that the PNP wasn't doing. The PNP was giving people water all along. Much of this area, these communities that were without water, there was an extensive work program going on to change out the galvanized line and to replace them with. So because what had happened, they were there for so long and they're clogged up, and they were going through communities and changing them out. And when the JLP took over, that's where the country were, that's where we reached. So what they did, they came and they played politics because they want to divide the people so they can rule. So they didn't give credit to Portia Simpson, her administration, for all the work that she was doing. They came and they undermined the effort and they tell lie. They tell a lot of lie, you know, so they have to deal with it now. So, and they come into some communities, giving the people impression that they were getting free water. When much of these people that they give the water to and they come and do the prepaid thing, they are without water now because a lot of them cannot even pay the water bill. I know a lot of them. They are not on it anymore.
But what he was up here getting ready to tell is a lie, because Water Commission said that the people have to come register so them.
It is nothing.
So what they're basically doing is doing a survey to see how much people in there so willing to pay for them run the pipes. There's no pipes in there.
Right. Remember, there's no pipes there. I don't think he was telling a lie, you know. But what he's doing, he as I say, lie don't mean propaganda. Propaganda don't necessarily mean it's a lie, you know. You understand?
No, what he was saying, he must say there's other community over there where have water, but that specific community don't have no running water, right? So what they were saying is, and what the release for them I talk about is saying is that the people must come in and register. So basically, what they're doing a survey to see how much people is willing to go on the meter system up there, right? So them can, before them run the pipe.
They put up a certain amount of name down, like a certain amount.
Right. And even with Matthew Samuda, when he take the picture, he's showing you the pipes them that they're gonna run.
No, but
so how the people have water. Right?
Matthew Samuda video. I yet to find out what he is really addressing, you know, because what he's doing is claiming that he's clarifying what took place there, because I don't know the person who put out the video for the PNP, you know, but I can tell you that what that man was saying was not a lie. So that man came out and said, see, they are saying that everybody get water. So people get the impression that people had water in their pipe. That is what the JLP video give us the impression, you know.
Right.
So when that man come now and show the people them say, see, they must say everybody get water, and as them gone, them take up the water. The man wasn't telling a lie. The man was just explaining that it is not so, because a lot of people didn't have water in the pipe after the man gone. Water in the line. You understand? But a lot of people don't even have water run to the yard, forget it. So JLP was giving the false impression. And when that man come out and did that video now, that forced them to come and explain and come fear. So, but they are trying to make it look as if the man was telling a lie, but the man is not telling a lie. The man wasn't telling a lie, you know. You understand? So what they did, they came up there and they set up the temporary thing to show the people that water was in the line. After they are gone, you know, they can lock off the water same way. You know, water no must in the main, but give them the benefit. Say the water is still in the main, because they show you that water is in the main. All right, but people, houses don't have any water same way. A lot of people didn't have no water in the house. So what they are doing, you know, PNP left too much money give them in government. So them come there and instead of, because this was the same point I was making before the interruption. When they came and saw that amount of money, you know, they don't come to the country and give credit for what the PNP did. You know.
But if we go, they can't go.
Them come and them a tell lies that the PNP never do nothing and it's only JLP do good. That is the main reason why I'm voting against the JLP. You know, the main reason is because of Andrew Holness. Because when I look at Andrew Holness is all about politics. He's not about moving Jamaica forward. He's about saving the face of the JLP. He's about to rewrite history and talk about the evil thing that the JLP did way back and make it look as if they were a paragon of virtue. That is I already see what his mission is, you know. So from the moment they try to redeem Edward Seaga, and I am not gonna say Edward Seaga should not be looked at in any good way, because there are good things that Edward Seaga did. But if you're gonna pretend that he didn't do the evil that he did, and then at the same time you're trying to demonize Michael Manley, that is my main problem with the JLP, you know. Apart from the rampant corruption, every minute there's a corruption. From the first corruption, well, from they took office, was the $800 phone bill where Adlisha and the rest of them run it up. And from that, the debushing scandal to the used car deal for police with Bobby Montague. No, we don't know about that 400 million.
Money didn't come back yet.
You understand? We don't know about, and I hear these people talking about Mark Golding should show birth certificate, and now we come on a little blogger station and show it. At least the man showed the renunciation of it. But they don't show us anything for us to know if Andrew Wheatley had given back that money, or if Adley Shaw them did pay that phone bill. They don't show us chances. So he only use it when it fit him, when it suits him.
Yeah.
And that same Andrew, and we can see the pattern because pattern don't lie. It's the same pattern with Andy Limple, the same pattern with George White, the same pattern with Everald Warmington. They're taking us for a fool. They move them because they know that they have done something wrong. And then when the politics start, they bring them back. So who must I trust? The Andrew Holness who said he will take a zero tolerance to corruption, or the Andrew Holness who say believe in second chance when it is convenient to him? You understand what I'm saying, Virgin? So let me tell you.
Yeah, it's
what the PNP, you say the good performance that the PNP did, that is the biggest thing that the PNP have now using against them, you know. When I talk to the Labour councillor, them in my ear, them don't even deal with me because what? They cannot persuade me and they cannot debate me. Because when I asked the brightest Labour right, said 2011, when you were leaving the office, you told us that we remember you couldn't even table the budget. You couldn't even settle the wage negotiation bill. Police couldn't get paid. Teachers couldn't get paid. The white elephant in the room was the wage negotiation bill. And you couldn't settle it. And Andrew Holness in shamefaced come to the country and tell us about the bitter medicine I never forget. So when the PNP come and say progress, and it took us so long to enter into agreement with the IMF, and it was under a condition, they call this one the austerity, and if a man understand or know the meaning of the word, it is the total opposite of the word prosperity. So that means there was no room for any error. Physical sternness, that's what was required, and we, the PNP, came and they put their shoulders to the wheel and bring the country out from the economy from the brink of collapse. When the PNP took over from the JLP in Virgin, business confidence were low, consumer confidence was low, our credibility ratings was a CCC. right? We were bad debtors because we borrowed money from the IMF and couldn't pay them back. 2009, the JLP borrowed IMF money and couldn't pay back the IMF. So when I hear Andrew only on
13
TV,
consecutive
I tell
failed
people, say 15 years ago, the fiscal policies start. What, and conveniently leave out that 15 years ago would go back to 2009, you know. He conveniently left out that 2009 when they entered into an IMF deal, they failed every
2008.
single test.
2008 when I forget it.
And then they come to us and tell us that they didn't fail. They abandoned the program because it was causing too much hardship on the people. And when PNP start to pass the IMF test them, that is what put our economy where it is now. That's where fiscal prudence start. When the PNP came and passed test after test, the JLP were saying that we were passing IMF tests. Andrew only campaigned that we were passing IMF tests, but we weren't passing the people's tests.
But easily. How is it that you're gonna go into a contractual arrangement with the IMF in 2007? You're going to the IMF, right? And then you fail all the tests up to 2012 when the election called. You're failing IMF tests and you say you abandoned. So if you abandon the IMF deal from 2007, how is it that you're still failing IMF tests in 2012?
It wasn't 2007, it was 2009. They came to power 2007.
They came into power 2007, they went in the agreement 2008. 2008, they announced that they're going to the IMF.
Yeah, right.
Right? But when they get the deal, because they passed the first IMF test.
They passed the first one.
And they failed every other test after that. They failed 13 consecutive tests.
Right.
So if you did abandon the deal, how is it that you're still being tested?
No, that we know that's just a lie. They failed, but they didn't want to. They were trying to save their face. They didn't want it to look like they were so incompetent. So what they said is that they didn't fail. They wanted the people to think that they were making sacrifice for them. So what they said is that they didn't fail. They abandoned the program because it was causing too much hardship on the people. And one of the reasons why they failed is because they couldn't settle the wage negotiation bill. And they were trying to bully public servant workers, calling them extortionists and all. I remember, you know, they were calling them, Adisha was calling them extortionists. The reason why the PNP were able to be so successful is because of the approach. They took a consultative approach. In a consultative manner, they took approach. Peter Phillips sat down the public servant workers and explained to them that according to what the program is saying, is that no more than 9% of our GDP should use to pay public servant. So they were at a crossroad where they would have to have job cuts or wage freeze. And the people agreed to wage freeze, something what the JLP couldn't do. I no need to come on internet and tell library. That's why I can debate with every labor right and I don't get caught up in politics. Because I am about governance. And if you ask me, PNP messed up, JLP messed up. But if you ask who really have the country's heart, interest at heart, based on facts, it's the PNP. It's a reason why every time the PNP in power, poverty decrease, and every time the JLP come back to power, it increase. It's a reason. It is because of the policies. It's because of the priorities of the PNP. And clearly the JLP does not focus on the vulnerable people within our society and the hard working man and woman. They don't care about them. There's no middle class again, you know. There's only rich people and poor people in Jamaica, you know. You understand? And then they don't believe in education because they believe in taking the people for a fool. Because and here is what they do to confuse you and give labor right talking point. They say they move the minimum wage. I'm just giving you an example. They will always talk about how much they put on the minimum wage, and they will always talk about the money that Jamaica have now. It never have it before, and they will always talk about the good things that is happening now that never used to happen before, and take credit for it. But I want Jamaicans to know there is a difference between causation and correlation. They don't teach that in high school. You understand? Not because the thing happened means that you are the one that caused it to happen. So the things across successive administration, we've been trying to achieve some things, a lot of things, which PNP come and they do a lot of things to get us where we are now. The JLP come, they do some things, and Andrew Holness now, he is the most fortunate prime minister Jamaica has ever seen. Edward Seaga wasn't as fortunate as him. Portia Simpson, who wasn't as fortunate as him, because he inherited a stable economy. Michael Manley was not as fortunate as him. No prime minister ever get the country in such a good shape where Andrew Holness get it. He didn't have to do anything, but he cannot build on it because it's all about politics. You don't build anything on it because it's all about politics, dividing the people. Because he thinks that if he credit the PNP for the good that they have done, then they won't have the talking point to say PNP is the destructive force in Jamaica. So he has to always play in politics. I was surprised the other day when he said he give thanks to Portia Simpson and Peter Phillips, and I have to clean my ears out again because I say him not just say so. And this is what we've been saying all along, but show you how this man is dangerous. He's saying it in a context to show comrades that are divided, if there are any comrades that don't like the leadership of Mark Golding. He's putting it in that context to say Portia Simpson did something, Peter Phillips did something, and he have a little respect for them. But Mark Golding did nothing, and Mark Golding is not capable of doing anything good, and trying to make the man look like, say, the man I try to lead us on a wrong path. That is what he said it to reinforce that point. That's the point he was trying to bring across, you know. But he must remember he was the same man that used to even mock Peter Phillips over his age. I remember when Peter Phillips was like 67, something like that, and it was his birthday. And Andrew is put up on his page making mockery of his age, saying, oh, he's wishing him happy birthday, and he was like 70. And at the same time, JLP had a talking point, say he was sleepy and he was old man and all them things, they're too old for run the country. So at them type of politics, the Andrew Holness play, and I don't know if Jamaicans can see through him, but me can see the right through him. And me know this is not the type of leader. And if Mark Golding come and do the same thing where him a do, God forbid, then I won't be supporting him either. I just saw the thing going on, brother. We just have to call a spade, you know. So when me ask every labor right say, uno admit in 2011 that uno fail, but uno find excuse at the time and say uno fail because of the global recession in 2008. Don't uno admit, say uno never do enough or uno fail and it require bitter medicine to move the country forward. They cannot deny that. And they say yes. So me say, okay, we now go into the blame game to say, a recession or whatever, or bad policy. We take one say feet. We just want to know, say, at that point, 2011, the country wasn't in a good shape with the Doddos extradition fiasco hang over her head. So fast forward to 2016, when we come there and start to talk about prosperity and start to talk about 5 in 4 and all of that. Remember, you know, Uno not do nothing in opposition to move us from where uno left us to where uno come find the country, you know. That is the question. What you did in opposition to move the country from where it was 2011 to where you came back and found it 2016. That is my question to all labor right.
Morning.
Good. So, brother, I'm not here for just talk politics, you know. I'm here for talk about what actually happened. You understand? Because none of them can come tell me say JLP never do bad and PNP never do good. Nobody can come to me with them the reasoning there.
I like it. This is something can go through.
Yeah, man.
All right. First,
The board party do something.
when we say no, before me attack the main point when I say, me just to know, from one that said, left out something, say, at the JLP, write them one at his first in history, and then write them one a program, go get the IMF, you know. Everybody at the IMF used to dictate and tell them what to do. But hardly Sean, them so lucky, them write them one a program and go to the IMF. And if you write the one a program, what you do, and then work with it, and you couldn't pass the test them what you want to say right. That alone should have disqualified you forever. Because if you tell me say you go to A, B, C, and D, me will do that. And me say I'm study it and say all right, you go and do it. And lo and behold, you can go through what you want to say right. So you should not never involved in it. Me not talk no add-on, you know. Me not talk no add-on thing. Me want it like where you start like oh, you could have say PJ bringing the use car them for the poor people, him bringing the phone them for the poor class of people, and him even the road kind of what him concept from beginning. Me not like you know what Andrew start from beginning, know what them start it, right? Me not talk no repair, right? Me not like know which school him build. Me not like know if him build hard 9 years in there, you know, because Portia Indian build schools and all something academy. She building a few 4 years and doing then calling I go up to 10 years now. Tell me why him do. What this administration do now and the wellness administration do where PNP never involved in and no other government.
Apart from Archers, me no know of many other initiatives.
But I know him do Archers, man. Me say why him do from beginning Archers did it from why him do from beginning, me I say.
Oh,
from well, me
really come see Archers. Spend money. Him can spend money. That's how him come do. Because listen to this.
No man, well on man. I'm serious man. I want to play more serious thing, more and on the joke thing, more and know what the man start. That's
no, but
we know.
You know,
going into election
all the time. You know, hear when him tell you all the time. Him tell you say the economy is in the best shape it ever been since 1962, since independence.
Everybody knows that a full time.
But no. Here we want to know. Him do it. Him start it and finish it. Him do it. Him that when say him forget credit for. When him say, look here, when he say him move, may I show you him a play upon the ignorance of the people. You know? When him tell you say him move minimum wage from 7,000 how much and put how much on it. The how much him put on it, can it make people live better? The how much they know? The how much 16,000? The 16,000 where they know are 17. I don't know how much it is now, but if a 16,000, this 16,000 where they know, can that 16,000 make you live better than how you were living with 7,500
no,
9 years ago?
Because the $16,000 come with the high inflation.
Exactly. So when I say that's why I say those are mind games that he's playing, and then don't labor right we come and tell you say
the first thing what you say, then come see the thing, come see Portia Simpson going was 3%. It was 3%, you know. Right? And now the last time we were at 0.1, that means we not hit the board. And you come see it at 3%. And last year, the last quarter away from this one, where got 2 quarter we fail. 0.0. That can't hit the board none at all. And
You
you
shrink
come
2
from seat
quarter.
at 3%. You take it from Porsche at 3%. Right? 3%, then and you gone down to 0 can hit the board. So how can that be a good? How can you have said that alone kill him argument? How can you say boy your economy in your best shape?
No, but even the economy is in the best shape, my virgin. It is because of collaborative effort. Is not just by him. That is my point, you know. That is
but
my,
you know, no, but you know, we said that kind
of
of no, you know, in a no good shape.
But
You know, we said no collaborative
all right.
effort. In a no shape at all.
No, but we could
So
say
you
we
can't
are
say
more
that.
physical. No, my virgin, let us not convolute the conversation. Listen, Jamaica has more physical space now. Things that we couldn't do maybe 2 decades back. We are now in the position to do that. Like we
Like
can
what?
withstand. No,
Like
we can.
what?
No, like we can withstand
What?
2 consecutive financial
What?
year end up with no growth and we don't have to borrow money.
That's a foolishness. And that, man,
No,
so
it's
when you
not
talk them things
foolishness.
there, you know, foolishness,
My
man.
virgin.
Because look here now,
This what,
that a big, me can't tear with that right away before you even go no
no,
further.
it is
Because
not.
if you say no new, well, I know, you say no new tax then. But
No,
your
we're not talking
existing
about
tax
no new
raise,
tax, brother.
then what you say?
No government can come there and come giving a new tax now. Because there's no need for any new tax.
We not no space at all. We don't
There's
nothing
no
at all,
need
brother.
for any new tax, my virgin. Listen to this. If you're going to eat the JLP, talk about things. If you're going to expose the hypocrisy. And
Then tell me what space we have.
Hold on, my virgin. If you're going to put, because if you say the programs that they continue, that the PNP started, it has not borne fruit. That would simply mean the JLP and the PNP is the same thing.
No, because it spoil it up.
But they don't listen what I'm saying. Listen what I am saying.
If you spoil it up, you can't
Listen
say,
what
you
I-
can't say
listen
like
what
what you
I'm
are saying.
explaining.
And it's
Hold
spoil
on,
it.
just listen before answer because it what happened. The Toyo is on the same side, right? So
Yeah,
you
me know,
cannot
but-
right. So you cannot be going against.
Yeah, because
No,
same
but if
message.
you not say it right, if you not say it
here,
right,
no,
no,
ask
Sidney,
a
just-
question.
Yeah, I
Sydney.
want him call him out pan. Listen what you call him out pan. When the credit where Andrew are trying to take, if he say him did do something, we can show you how him did oppose this progress. Because when the PNP under the IMF program, when they went into an agreement with Venezuela, the Petro-Carib deal, where they said they're gonna come with a tax, the special consumption tax to safeguard people. It was an insurance. So, you know, when gas price go up, it have a ripple effect. It affects everybody. Because if you go buy a bun or a bread, it will reflect on the price because energy is used for everything. You understand? So when Peter Phillips made a master strokes by entering in the Petro-Carib deal with Venezuela, where we would get oil from them at a cap price, a flat rate for how many years, right? And he come with this special consumption tax where SCT, you know what the JLP said? It was extortion, and I think they even got to court, you know, and the PNP win. And listen what happened now. They talk about that special consumption tax, that $3, and say, oh, we are extorting the people. And when they come to office, what they did, there was no insurance to protect the consumers, people who were using gas and using everything that a gas had an effect had or an impact had. They removed that insurance, but guess what? They are still using the tax up until to the day. They might use the tax same way. Same thing they did with the NHT $11 billion. They got to court that thing. That was the one they went to court on. And the court ruled and allowed the PNP to use it for 4 years. And the JLP came and they are using it for 8 years to fund them budget. Right? talk about things like Nigel Clark has sell receivables for the country. 12 years of future revenue.
No, but you see, what me and you not go agree on, you alone want talk. You see how long you talk.
No, you can't talk.
You skip my point. Me ask you a question, you say you have more physical space.
I don't understand you, Sydney. You come consume
right
and you
now.
talk how long and me not talk yet. How do you, man? And you lick on man here. Come on, man. Come on, man. If you talk, you talk, man. And me get to talk and I lick out on the man.
No, but me never. Well, man. Me never stop you from talking, you know. Me ask if me can talk and then say, so me don't know if you talk already, you know, and no me stop you from talking, you know.
Sydney, good morning. You don't need the argument in the morning.
Yeah, but our Bobby King has said,
no.
The man talking sense.
The man is talking, Sydney, and you're...
Yeah, but if me put my point, nah, right. Me not say man talk sense, but him say things say we got more physical space.
Sydney,
I mean,
but if you're talking something, Sydney, talk where you talk and stop trying to...
He's not debating you. Space, so me ask him, me not question, me just ask him where the physical space like. I got
Sydney. From paying down the interest rate and the GDP coming down, it gives the government more physical space.
No, but
that's what the man is talking about.
Good. Well, at that me want tackle now because that's why me ask. So you see the physical space now.
Hold on, just listen. Stop trying to go against the man argument.
Me not go against the argument, brother.
That's what you're doing.
No,
that's what you're doing.
Me not go against it.
Stop trying to go against the man argument.
If you say you have more physical space now, which me know say not no go so because if you
so you just say a while ago you're not going against the man argument and you come back and doing the same thing where you just saying.
Let me explain what I say now. Let me just explain what I say now, man. May I say, you see it paying down the debt so fast. I just that more sure, you know. If you prepare 100,000,
by paying down the debt, it gives you physical space. It gives you more space. That's logic. That's common sense, isn't it?
Me put
so don't try to go against the man. But don't go against the man.
My point now. If you prepare down at just put it small. If you prepare down at $1,000, you prepare down $1,000, right? And you are paid down $2,000. You see, the extra $1,000 what you never have to pay. It never required to pay that. Right? You see why do the rest of things in the country? Because you can't get to do them because the extra $1,000 what you should take and do the things now. Check off for sure things that you have paid down the debt fast. It starve the rest of things them. That's what I'm saying, you know. I know I'm not wrong there, so. Because if you pay $1,000 and you run and pay $2,000 and $3,000, $2,000 extra, more than what you have to pay. That means that the road can't fix. That means that things in the hospital can't do. That means that the rest of things can't do because the $2,000 should have do that now. You cannot pay down the debt just for sure say you do something. But it has started. Right? That's why Portia say you balance the book, but not people's life.
Well, them manage the debt, right? They just paying off the interest, you know. So you know, so when you pay off the interest are gonna come down lower. But what they are not doing, they are not producing. You understand? They are not exporting enough. The country is not producing. You understand? So that is we need to produce the means of our subsistence. You get what I say? And there are the main area where they should be looking to do that is agriculture, and they have neglected that totally. So you understand, Bridget? So what I am saying, you know, these are the discussion that we need to have. More time we feel just low labor, let them look like a fool and go and talk them foolishness, and we talk something with substance. Nah, if you tell no lie, Bridget. We need to come to the people, tell the people the truth, tell them as it is, because there's nothing to be ashamed about.
Economical things will help really country, things will cost.
Yeah. Nothing to be ashamed about.
You know, it may ask that from me come and me ask it, you know, me ask over 2 years now, me can't get an answer from them. I just that me say, you know. Me not say what you say wrong, you know. Me never say what you say wrong, brother. Me say me can't get an answer from them over 2 years now. See? Up to today, me can get an answer there, so you know, because if you have to bring in something new, do something good for the country, for me say yes, yeah, do something good. You see, that's all me ask.
Right. You know, so enough labor right I run with the talking points and no new tax. You know, in fact, them in them life no way at all, you know. Them not see where them a live easy, you know. But just because the optics and them can get that fi say when they see comrade. Because to them it's like a game, you know. Them not even take this. Some of them not taking this thing serious, you know. And that is why the PNP need to get the message out there. The PNP lose not the 2020 election. Because to me, that is just a COVID election. I don't even use that any at all as a benchmark for nothing. Me I talk about 2016 election where the PNP lost by 1 seat. Every time I come to use something as a benchmark, that is what I use. I don't understand COVID election. I don't understand nothing what was going on in COVID, right? So the PNP, even the laborers were saying that the PNP did such a good job during 2012 to 2016 when the election was called. Then why they lose the election like that? And they were saying they wasn't showcasing the work that they were doing, and a lot of people didn't know. And because even when Bobby Pickersgill talk about the articulate minority, right? They weaponize that against us and they use that against us. They remember, you know, during Portia's tenure, as them really talk about any corruption, and it was an issue with the outer many, with Lenny Little when they said the Great House. And that was storming a teacup, if you ask me. You understand? And when they questioned Bobby Pickersgill about it, and when he said Portia was overseas doing national duties, and they asked him if this matter that everyone is tweeting about and talking about on social media, if it is not of national importance. And what he was trying to make the point that it wasn't the majority of Jamaica, it was just those on social media. And you know how they use that against him? And I am telling you, that was poor communication by the People's National Party. And it was things like that that caused him to lose. Because people who didn't vote Portia and people who vote against the PNP, after the election, when they start to hear the things that was Portia did, they said they didn't know about them. And I am telling you about comrades.
And that
you understand?
To promote this, they are called on the one and the video.
Yeah, showcase your work. So when the JLP get the advice, and I remember it was the same Cliff you said when they were asked doing the post-mortem and asked how the PNP lose, and the Cliff you said only one thing you can say: whatever the PNP was, they must do the total opposite of what the PNP was doing. Get the message out there, so they now think because they have everything they inherit. They left the country in a state where it need bitter medicine. They come back where they promising prosperity and they didn't have to do nothing. So they tell themselves that they're gonna spend the money now. It's media putting their work out there, putting their and they do it too much. You understand? They PR too much. They spend too much money. So now the PNP task is find alternative media like what we are doing now. And don't follow them with their distraction, because enough of what they are doing is politicking. It's for distraction. PNP must stick to their message. PNP have one of the best plans from 1962 till now, the best housing solution problem. And if you make them throw cold water upon that and convince the people them say that can't work, and the PNP are come with trickery because they don't have nothing else to say. They cannot compete with this housing program, especially the one where say people who are in the informal sector. Because look on it, my brethren. if you pay rent to a private man right now, and you pay that rent here for 10 years, and then you get up and you can't pay your rent because something happened where you can't afford to pay rent anymore, and you're going to get evicted, and when you get evicted, you're not carrying nothing with you. And when you pay rent with them little salary, paying rent means you can't even put on money aside for say we have to own your own place one day. So it's either you have to go up on one big robbery, you have to go win some lot of money, or you may be lucky we find one woman where dead left something here or something. And the only way that, and those chances are very slim because everybody are run down the same thing. So look on it now. If the PNP, if you can afford to pay rent anywhere you then know, the PNP just has said to you, say, come pay the rent with NHT and just prove say you can pay your rent for like a 6 months. Then your money, where a portion of your money are going to come and automatically become mortgage. And then you get your first deposit, you pay down on that place there. So you stay there for 10 years now. You pay off the money for the house, you own it now, you know. And when you're there, you have 2 or 3 years and 4 years, and you know, say, you have to own that. If I even borrow, you have to borrow the money to pay your rent, you have to find the money. You're not going to lose that opportunity. The people of Jamaica was never given an opportunity like this before. So, you don't need fear in chatting with labor, right? What you need to do is put where we have out there. Because, look here, JLP if you lose some safe seat in this election, you know.